This is the tour of the S3 Video Team's camera bag. Here we'll go over all the contents of this bag and tell you where you should expect to find everything. Let's start with the most obvious. This corner right here houses the camera, its charger, and its extra battery. One important thing to know is that the charger just plugs straight into the wall. There is a port down here for an external cord that could power it, but we don't have that, so this is all you got. Moving on, here is something that you will probably never use, but it's good to know what it is. This is a plastic wrap that you can put around the entire suitcase in case you're traveling through really wet conditions. Again, you probably will never use this assuming you stay on campus, but it's nice to know that it's here. Moving on over to the other side, this is where we house the microphones, at least the big ones. These are XLR ports on the bottom, so that's important when you're considering which wireless transmitter you might use with them. But this is a handheld interview type microphone. You might see people using this on the news to interview people on the street. It's fairly easy to use. All you need to do is put one of these XLR transmitters on the bottom, being careful to line up the pins, and then you gotta push real hard until it clicks. The click is the important part. That then means you can move this around and it's not gonna shake off. That's really important. To disconnect, all you have to do is just sort of reverse that, press this metal button here, and that allows it to pop apart. The other XLR powered microphone in here is a shotgun style microphone. So named because its pickup pattern is sort of like a shotgun. So you point this end at whatever sound you want to capture, whether that's people or whatever that may be. This can be used either on the boom pole that we have, or you can actually put the shotgun microphone up in this part of the camera here. It's got this little neat holster, and that way you can carry the camera around and it's got a nice good microphone riding with it. So this also comes with a couple accessories that are different types of wind protection. Now this is a little less obnoxious, although the branding is kind of questionable. This is for basic wind protection, light breezes, that sort of thing. But if you're getting a lot of wind noise and you don't want to edit it out in post, you can always put on this mega ultra wind protector, affectionately known as a dead cat, because that's kind of what it looks like. All this fuzz keeps wind noise down. All right, moving on. A big part of our microphone system is wireless. That's pretty cool. So we have 3 different transmitter and receiver combinations, and they're all paired to each other. You'll see that this receiver has a very faint number 2 written in Sharpie on it. So you have to find the matching number 2 transmitter. I believe this is it. See, they're so hard to read. The number is somewhere on here, I promise you. I do know that 2 and 3 are these little box XLR type ports, whereas there is number 1 here, receiver transmitter combo that works specifically with a smaller type of mic jack. That microphone is found right up here. Let me disentangle all this. I have no one to blame but myself for all this. This is a lavalier mic. You've seen this also clipped to people's lapels. That's why it's sometimes called a lapel mic. It plugs with this attachment either directly into some cameras, or obviously you can use this wireless transmitter to extend your range. Also up in this zipper pocket, we've got a few other things. We've got a USB charger for Sony batteries, not Samsung. We've got a Bluetooth keyboard, which is kind of neat. And we have springy little cable extensions. That's if you want to take, say, this microphone receiver and output that directly into a camera that takes this type of plug. Some cameras take XLR, but many smaller cameras, especially mirrorless type cameras, just have this little 3.5mm mic jack. All of these microphones run on batteries. These are all AA's and they can be found up here. We have some regular, just normal Duracells you can find in the store, but all these white ones are rechargeable. That's pretty nice, so we don't have to throw out a bunch of batteries after every shoot. They work in this recharging cradle here. They snap in, you can charge 4 at a time, and it knows individually the charging level of each of the 4 batteries, so it knows when to stop giving juice and stop wasting electricity. That's pretty nice. Finally, rounding off our little tour here is our little XLR patch cables. Now these are nice in connecting some microphones to this camera. This camera's got some really nice XLR ports built into it that you might want to take advantage of. So you can connect, say, this to here, and then if you've got your wireless microphone receiver, you put this other end in its output, and then you can kind of just park that on top of the camera here. And then, well, you're gonna wanna sort of clip this away somewhere, but then, you've got a camera unit with the wireless microphone feeding directly into these high quality XLR ports. That's nice to have. So that basically concludes our tour. We've got a couple other things in here, like these are boom pole extensions that you might want to use, but it doesn't really feel very appropriate to mention those because the boom pole's not actually part of this kit. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Hopefully at some point I will make a written diagram of all this so that that can live in this box as well. Also, if you're taking this to any sketchy areas, there's a padlock in here as well. That's kind of cool, but I don't know the combination, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell it aloud on YouTube. Ask your boss. That concludes the tour. Thanks for watching.